How is the background scoring process with Rahman? It's different, right? It's like
completely different. Raja sir used to do in an order, reel 1, reel 2, reel 3, reel 4. Rahman will pick some scene somewhere, or he'll work on themes. And so he's completely an abstract way of working. Even when we did Roja, he was not doing what others were doing. He was trying to do something very different. There's not only one way of scoring, there are other ways of scoring.
After a quarter century, do you think any of that, that quality has rubbed off on you? Has it, like, do you feel that because you've worked so closely with a man who, who thinks, like you said, in an abstract manner, has that kind of...
I think so. I think a lot of it, it opens up now. I'm not saying I don't necessarily write song situations, I've give him the theme and we work on few bits and then I try to incorporate them into the film. So it is not that I write everything and say I have 5 situations, I want 5 different tunes. I don't do that anymore with him, so I just give him a rough idea of the thing and then we kind of look at things that will fall into place, a tone that will fall in. So it is no longer a systematic metric approach. It's a lot more abstract.
Would you get the full song before you go to shoot the song, or would you get an outline of a song and then shoot the song and then come back and the rest would be filled up later?
And he gives you enough for you to shoot, but you know that once he sees, he's such a visual bound man that you shoot it and give the picture to him, he will work more and more on it, and the end product will be something really, really rich. Sometimes you take it back after he's worked and you recut it, re-edit it to make sure that that there is enough life to keep match his music.
There are 3 types of songs that you have in this film. One is like a full-on choreography like Hosanna, and then you have a part choreography, part montage like O Mana Penne, because you see them in the train doing like it's the two of them, and then the mood is kind of conveyed by the choreography. And then you have something like Mannipaaya, which is no choreography at all. How do you decide one approach versus the...
So that all the songs, especially I focus a lot more because with my first outing with Rahman sir, I didn't want to go unprepared. So I put a lot of effort into writing the segments. And Vinitandi to a large extent was a full bound script. And then there was a lot of Simbu and Trisha coming in with lots of candid stuff. So the songs were etched in. So I clearly described to Rahman sir what the mood is for the first song, where there are dancers and stuff. The second song, I said it's a reflection of what's in his mind when he gets a moment to be with, not a moment, a whole night, to be with her on a train. They're covered by curtains, they're on a side berth sort of thing. And there's a whole night where there's conversation, and then somehow her leg just brushes against his hand, he touches her foot, and then there's leading into a kiss and she pushes him away sort of a thing. But, so he said, okay, so all this is a train? I said, no sir, we'll cut away to a reflection of his mind, which is a song. So him dancing and walking around and stuff like that. So clearly defined. In a song like Mannipaaya, and I don't like the idea of normally shooting with dancers, in a Mannipaaya there was no need for anything to come in. It was only montages of both of them being in love, and it was Rahman sir's concept of her saying, sorry I kept you away for so long. In fact, when we set up a song idea there, he said, okay, Ninga Kalamanga, he said. I said, sir, I won't compose now, I'll call you. Then Tamare called me one day later and said, she basically goofed up by saying, Naalik enna vara sollirukkaru, nethu pannom. Nethu panningla? Oh, and she cut the line. So Rahman sir told her, don't tell him, we'll surprise him with a song here. And he gave the concept for that song, which I completely love. I just sat back and walked into a mind-blowing song, So, and there was no other way I would have picturized it other than just montages and stuff.
You do song screenplays?
I do song screenplays because I think that's the only thing that can inspire a composer to take the song to another level. Otherwise, just telling them, sir, rendu per irukanga or love song na, he himself will ask me, Gautham, edha pudusa sollunga, he'll say. And I've even with the songs where I tell him proper screenplays, he will ask me, okay, what is that one unique thing that we can pick? Give me a word or give me something. So they're on a bike. They're on a bike. So he says, okay, they're just on a bike, and then, there's lip sync, you'll do that, and all that. He says, yes. So what can we do? Okay, what if there's a bird flying overhead? And, he's sort of talking to that bird where he says, let's see who's faster. Maybe because the girl behind me. So then Tamare comes to Rasali. So it's like magic happening there, If I don't give him that, he himself will ask me, give me something unique for this song.
Let's take the background score and your sound for Endiran versus 2.0. Is it a similar kind of balance, or did you find the process had changed with Rahman and you when you came to this film?
Actually, me and Rahman has been working in a very different fashion than everybody else is working in the industry. When I start designing sound, I'll supply to Rahman, so he hears what I'm doing. Then he score over it, so that it doesn't clash each other. It's not fighting for spaces. And the film required a very big score, so he had done a lot of orchestral recording. So we needed both to go hand in hand. We have sequences where sound is predominantly taken the story forward, and at places we have given it to music to take the story forward. So that idea of balancing, myself and director sit in this room and we hear everything together, we take that decision.
Okay.
That's predominantly driven by the director's vision. It is no Rahman, no Resul exists there. It is what takes the story forward is what exists there. So, and I think we have found a great balance between the two.
You guys have been friends for a very long time and you worked on many projects together, even ads and things like that. But between Kandu Kondain and the present, he went off, won a couple of Oscars, began jet setting all over the world, and it's so hard to get a hold of him. How was it making music with this AR as opposed to that AR who was more Chennai based and rooted and things like that?
It's definitely, the world has changed, and definitely the world now recognizes AR as kind of Mozart of Madras or whatever it is. I mean, he's like really a legend right now.
Right.
But one thing that I was always struck by AR, which is, he wasn't a person who could really, he wouldn't put down words. I mean, he would just do his music, I mean, I would talk a lot, and then he would just turn around and just on a flash. I would say, I wanted like Broadway, and this fellow's coming here, and this chap is going to jump here, and he should do that, and they should play, table should go here, and the red cloth should be there, and it should be like a Spanish thing. And then suddenly this guy is saying that your nose is not good. I mean, so you'll be watching all this, then he'll go.
You're talking about strawberry.
Yeah, so it's like how to start with the signature. I mean, you should call that girl. In all that, AR would not speak much, but he would just do it. Now AR speaks a lot more. He can actually lucidly communicate what his musical ideas are, rather than actually executing it on the keyboard. So it's a great pleasure to now see a verbal AR vis-a-vis keyboard playing AR. Now a lot of his ideas are structural and things, and he has clear views now. But one thing which has not changed in AR is his musical modesty.